So welcome back, everyone. I'm excited about bringing on my next guest because listen up, seniors. It is your time of year coming up very soon. I have with me Todd Walker. He's the owner of Walker Insurance Medicare Mentors. I'm going to say it all because
Yep.
you are basically a Medicare mentor for people out there. I want you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself. You brought a couple of guests today and who you've brought with you.
Sure, yeah. So I've been in the industry over 12 years, in the insurance industry for longer than that, like pushing 20 years.
Wow.
Brought my son today, Landon Walker. He is in the business with me, a licensed insurance agent for a couple of years now. He's learning the business, as well as my daughter-in-law, Ellie. She'll be on a little bit later. So it is a family affair at Walker Insurance Medicare Mentors.
Now, okay, I said that it is the seniors season coming
Yes.
up right away. I mean, you said that right now between October 15th and December 7th, people have a chance to do a review. I want you to tell them how important that is for people, and do some people actually not take advantage of that?
Yeah, they miss it. I mean, they think the commercials are obnoxious, repetitive, boring, annoying. They play the same commercial back to back to back to back on TV and radio. The mailbox is full. The phone is ringing off the hook. So people just want to run and hide from the word Medicare this time of year. It's just an obnoxious time of year for consumers. So, but what's important to know is that it is important to review your plan. It could be a review of your prescription drug plan. It could be a review of your Advantage plan. Maybe you have an HMO or a PPO and you want to see what the changes are for next year. Or just check up on your supplement to see if you're getting the best pricing for the most amount of benefits that are available to you where you live.
Now, you are going to do a little bit of a giveaway today, and you wanted to let us open the lines to the audience for people to get a couple of different little books that you have here.
Sure.
Tell them a little bit about
Yep.
them.
So these are all put out by CMS, which is Medicare. The government, the federal government, puts these out every year. So the first one is Understanding Medicare Advantage Plans. It really goes through a detailed step-by-step analysis to explain to you how Medicare Advantage plans will work, how they're different from original Medicare, and really what your options are. So it's a great resource. It's from CMS. You can call 1-800-MEDICARE and get it, or you can reach out to us at toddknowsmedicare.com and we can get it ordered for you. So that's the first one. The second one, we call it the Consumer Guide, but it's referred to as Choosing a Medigap Policy. This comes out every year from the federal government, from CMS, and this really focuses on the supplement side of Medicare. So original Medicare and your supplement, your rights, your open enrollment. What happens if you move from another state and you lose your plan as soon as you announce your Arizona address, or your Colorado address, or your Nevada address? I'm licensed in 15 states, so I get these calls all the time. You know, I moved from one state to another, and all of a sudden my plan told me I'm out of luck. I have no plan. So you have a window of time to make changes and get into a new plan in your new zip code. We can help with that.
And then the other one is Medicare and You. What's that?
Yeah, this is also from CMS. Comes out every year. The 2024s are out yet. I called Medicare a couple times and they won't send it to me because I'm not quite on Medicare. So they're focusing on getting it out to Medicare beneficiaries who are already enrolled. Either you're 65 or older, or you're younger because maybe you have a disability and you're on Medicare. But if you're enrolled in Medicare, you will get a new version of this book every fall, and they start going out in September. So any day now they'll start sending it out to those of us who are not yet on Medicare.
So your service is a free service to the
Yes.
families out there.
Yes.
And I'm going to just say this. I mean, I see the books. They're going to be something that I want to look over, but I want you to do the work for me. Right? It's a free service. It makes sense because each person is individual, and to understand this, I think is pretty hard.
Right. I mean, yeah, I can send you a 50 or 150 page booklet. You'll read through it, put yourself to sleep, and be more confused than when you open the book. So you need someone to explain it to you in easy terms, easy to understand terms. The government doesn't always make things simple when it comes to explaining things. Like, for example, they call a supplement by 3 different names. They call it a Medigap policy, they call it a supplement, and they call it secondary insurance. So how are you supposed to know that all those three things mean just one thing.
That's amazing. But here on Networking Arizona, can you learn about these things? It's so important.
You just picked up a tip today.
Exactly, it's a great tip. Now, people need to get this. It's a Medicare checkup, if you want to call it that, and they can start calling you now and start making their appointments and having that conversation with you. Again, it is a free service to you. You're actually statewide. You are licensed in 15 states.
Right.
His website is toddknowsmedicare.com. His phone number is 602-722-9325. He's been in this business for over 12 years, and we're talking about now the most important time for people to do this, because I think the number one reason is the medications. And the reason why is everybody gets new medications all the time. So how do you know right now if your medications are on that plan that you have?
You don't know. It's a guess. Unless you open that big, thick book of changes that they mailed to you about 2 weeks ago, you're going to be clueless. You don't know what your premium is going to do next year. You don't know how the drug formulary is going to apply to your medications. The copays, the deductible is going to change. Even the pharmacies. There's an interesting thing that I just figured out this week is, there's a pharmacy out there this year that's less expensive than all the others. So how do you know to switch your meds to that pharmacy versus the pharmacy you've been using for the past 2 or 3 years?
I think this is the most important thing when you hear things like this. There are going to be things that you're not going to be told in these books. Also, please do not listen to your neighbors, okay, or even people in your own family, because everybody is different. This is where you really need to speak to somebody who's experienced. Don't call the 800 numbers on the television. Much better to speak to somebody here that's local.
Right. We don't harass you. If you tell us to leave you alone, we leave you alone. We shred your phone number and your information. We're not in the business of harassing you into making changes to your Medicare or signing up for Medicare, for that matter.
But have the consultation, because you'll find out where you stand. I'm sure there's sometimes when you might decide, you know what, you're fine.
Yeah.
But if you're not, you need to know that,
Right.
And it's all about saving you money.
Exactly.
Now, before you keep on going, I know you brought your son,
Yep.
so we're going to talk a little bit to him.
Landon's here.
So Landon, I'm going to let you do the interview with Landon.
So Landon, what motivated you to get into the Medicare insurance industry?
You.
You
You convinced me 2 years ago to get my insurance license, and I've just been, working in the background helping you out and setting your appointments. So
That's huge.
if you reach
You're
out
going to be
to
very
us,
busy soon.
Yes.
Right now.
We're already
Yeah.
crazy busy. I mean, I open up my calendar every morning to see where Landon has me going or who I'm talking to, and it's back to back to back to back. So there's, this time of year, it's Medicare madness.
Well, Todd has made it a family affair, and what's really nice about this is this service is free to you, the families out there, and it makes sense to have that, what he's calling a Medicare checkup.
Absolutely.
Find out where you stand, and if it's fine, great. If not, you're going to be able to how many times you find that you can help people save more money?
Oh, especially on the prescriptions, it'd probably be over 90% of the time we're going to find savings for you, whether it's using GoodRx or changing your drug plan, changing the pharmacy. So important. And then on the supplemental side, if you've had a supplement for 5 or more years, it might be time to shop around. It's just like your car insurance, your home insurance. These companies don't reward loyalty.
Are there going to be a lot of changes that are coming up?
On the drug plans and on the Advantage plans, yes.
His phone number to call, it's 602-722-9325. His website is toddknowsmedicare.com. I also know that you do a lot of classes, so you're out there educating.
Medicare 101.
It's very important to him that you understand what you're doing, and everybody needs to have help on this. You cannot read these books on yourself. So the number again is 602-722-9325. It's toddknowsmedicare.com. Hang tight. We're going to be back in just a minute. We're still live, so we're going to switch you to guys.
I remember that from watching.
Okay. So we are still live in the room. What is the number one question that you get asked, Todd, when it comes to this?
What's the difference between original Medicare and Medicare Advantage?
Okay, so I want to ask you that when you get back.
We'll talk about the Medicare minute. let you introduce that.
What do you want to talk about?
Medicare Minute. Ellie will talk
What do you
about
want me
that.
to?
When we're going to start it, how often we're going to do it.
Did you call it a Medicare Minute?
So every
Oh, cool.
Tuesday morning.
Cool. Sorry.
Okay.
So we do Todd Knows Medicare, Medicare Minute. So you can just explain the frequency and
Are you saying that that's a different website?
No.
No, it's just
It's
something
on
you're doing?
Facebook.
It links
Yeah.
to the website.
Okay.
It links to the website too?
Yeah.
Okay, so they can find it on our website, and it's just a quick 60-second, video of me talking about one topic, one Medicare topic. We don't get into a lot of detail, we just keep it high level, but it can give
Gotcha.
them some tips.
Okay, great. And that's starting when?
Started this morning.
This morning, so it's
Yep.
already happening?
Yep.
Okay, great.
And that's gonna be every
Tuesday morning.
Every Tuesday
Yeah.
morning?
If we have time, remember last time you said get into a client-specific situation, so I have one of those on the Medicare checkup.
Okay.
So,
Let me see how I can work that in. I'll try.
Yeah, if there's
Okay.
time, yeah.
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 Okay.
So, when you are working, for you, you said, can I ask you the first number one question that I
Yeah.
asked you, because I do
Yeah.
think that's a good one?
Mhm.
Okay. And when you work with people now and they're calling you, you're getting these appointments done, can you talk to them now and kind of,
Yes.
is it okay? Because I
Yeah.
know there's always a
We
little.
just can't do the enrollments until
Mhm.
Sunday.
Oh, okay,
October
so it's already
15th.
this- okay.
But we can talk about what's out there, availability,
Okay.
changes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And what brought you into the business?
Landon and Todd.
It's all-
Didn't
it's
know
a
a thing
walking
about
thing.
Medicare before coming into their family.
I like that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Here we go, okay?
So we probably don't need to do these
Mhm.
specifically, just maybe reference them as a free, as
Oh, for a giveaway?
resources, we don't have to spend the time on it.
Okay. I know I sent you somebody, but I don't know what happened, so you'll have to let me know.
Oh, yeah, they asked for that, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. So we'll start. Takes time. So welcome back, everyone. I'm looking at the books that we have here that Todd is doing as a giveaway. There's a plethora of them, 3 of them.
Yep.
One is kind of bigger than the others, but you know what? They're perfect for you guys to start looking at. If you don't understand them, Todd is here to educate you on them. But we've got our lines open here for everyone to call in and get it. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Seniors, listen up. And maybe you're not the senior, maybe you're a child of one, your parents live here, or what have you. I mean, they're here to help, because sometimes the people that are alone, maybe here, they don't are afraid to ask questions.
Right.
But this is the time, this is your time between October 15th, which is coming this Sunday, through December 7th. You could do a Medicare checkup, and this is a free service to you. It makes sense to do. It makes sense to talk to somebody local. Now, I do want to ask you what the number one question that you get asked is.
What is the difference between Medicare Advantage and original Medicare? I hear that all the time. I was just in an appointment this morning, and that question kept repeating itself throughout the time I spent with these people. And they've been on a Medicare Advantage plan for a number of years. They're moving from another state into Arizona. So guess what? They're losing their plans from Oregon and have to now choose Arizona plans. So
Well, the time is, if you just moved here, that's a good time, you might want to find out if you still have your Medicare plan. So that phone number to call them is 602-722-9325. His website is toddknowsmedicare.com, and on my Facebook, that's what I kept on saying, Todd Knows Medicare for sure. Okay, and it's a free consultation. It's just a free service to you. You also have something that you're doing that's really exciting, that's called a Medicare Minute.
Yep.
I want you
that's
to talk about that, because you brought in somebody else as your guest
I
here.
did, yep. My favorite helper in the office, Ellie Walker, my daughter-in-law. So she sets up all my seminars. We call the seminars Medicare 101. It's a great way to spend an hour with us in a library close to you. We work in multiple states, all over the state of Arizona, so we'll probably be in a library near you soon. Ellie sets up all the seminars, and she produces Medicare Minute. So go ahead and tell us about Medicare Minute, Ellie.
Yeah, so a Medicare Minute is just going to be happening every Tuesday morning. It's just a quick 60-second video explaining this morning what was about AEP that's coming up on Sunday. Yeah, just really
One
what's
topic.
happening.
Yeah, we just keep it simple. We don't, inundate you with a bunch of details and facts. We just really give you some simple to pick up facts about one topic relating to Medicare.
Now,
So-
where do they go for that?
They can go to our Facebook page, which also, if you go to Todd Knows Medicare, you can find the Facebook link there, and it will direct you to the Medicare Minute.
I love it. Medicare Minute starting this coming Tuesday. You'll be able to check
Today.
it out. And that's yesterday. It was Tuesday. What is today?
Today.
Oh my God, it's already. Okay, so you can check them out today. Just go to the website. It's toddknowsmedicare.com. And I think that's a wonderful thing. Again, it's just a little shot of information so that you can learn a little bit something every Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
So let's go back to what's happening in the Medicare world. And I had asked you if their plans are changing, and you said what?
Absolutely. You can count on your plan changing every year on January 1st, and this is the time of year to explore those changes. Make sure the plan's still going to work for you next year come January 1st. So your prescription drug plan will undergo changes, and your Medicare Advantage plan will undergo changes.
We have our lines open here for everyone. Everyone's going to get their. You've got 3 of them that you could choose from. It's choosing the Medicare gap, the policy,
Supplements.
the supplements, and then you've got Medicare and You. That you're going to get the new one of that. Also, understanding Medicare Advantage plans. But you also get Todd. Todd Knows Medicare.
To
So
help
he's
you
the one
understand.
he's going to help you understand all of these. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. I love stories, and I know they do too. And you said you have a little story that you brought up to this time.
Yeah, about a week ago, I had a client that saw my ad in her community and called me up and said, "Hey, I know you do seminars in my community. I just really, I haven't looked at my Medicare for several years, and I just don't know if I'm on the best plan for what I'm paying for my prescriptions and everything." And throughout this conversation, I kept thinking to myself, you just need a Medicare checkup. So I finally said that to her at the end of the conversation. I said, okay, let's get together. We're going to meet, I think, day after tomorrow. And I told her, I'm going to help you do a Medicare checkup. She goes, that's exactly what I need, is a Medicare checkup. So
Well, you can have a Medicare checkup. You can also get your Medicare Minute on Tuesday mornings that you could go to toddknowsmedicare.com and check out with that. But having that Medicare checkup right now, it is all about taking what you had. And let me ask you something. Let's somebody just recently got onto Medicare.
Right.
Are they still should they still call you and have a Medicare
Absolutely,
checkup?
because what we find is people sign up for stuff and then they don't even understand what they signed up for. So you might want to just review all of your decisions that you made a month ago or 6 months ago or even a year ago.
Well, what I love about this show is all the information that people get, but too, that they get to listen to the people that come on. And when they hear you, there's people that resonate with the people that come on this show. And, maybe it's you, maybe it's someone that you know. Tell them about Todd. Todd Knows Medicare, and he has been doing this for over 12 years. He is licensed in 15 states, and it is so important that you call somebody who's local here, who they can help you and know you. And if you have any questions, you're always here to answer.
Yes.
It's a free service. Tell them how that works.
Yeah, get on our website, Todd Knows Medicare. You can schedule a time for a phone call or an in-person meeting. You can also see the schedule of our upcoming Medicare 101 seminars. We hold them every month in our Tempe office at Rural Road and US 60. Ellie has those schedules. She does all the background stuff. I just
You just do
wake
the
up,
job.
check my calendar, between Landon booking my appointments and Ellie booking the seminars and answering all the phone calls. I just do
It's
what
a
I love.
wonderful life.
I get to do what I love, and that's meet people and explain Medicare and do Medicare checkups and make
How do
sure
you do
people
that?
are
Do you, when you
taken
meet
care
with them, do you do it over the phone? How do you like to do that?
Whatever's convenient for our clients. So I come to them, I drive 100,000 miles a year on my vehicle, but we do phone appointments, we do video appointments, Zoom meetings, that type of thing. So whatever they're comfortable with, whatever makes sense for their schedule. This time of year, it's getting less and less available, my schedule, because of the, just the importance of, this is a limited window. This is a 7-week time period to
And
get your changes figured out.
There's literally people who don't do this, and
Yeah.
that's crazy. And you
That's
should
right.
not. It's a free service. It just makes sense to have a Medicare checkup and to find out, are you on the right plan? If you are, great, but maybe not. Maybe your drugs have changed. Maybe you've added something
Exactly.
to it. And if you
Yeah.
have, you need to find out, especially with the plans changing.
Yeah.
I also think this probably the second number one question that you get asked is about my doctors, because I want to be able to see the
Mhm.
doctors that I
Right.
like, right?
Right, and that's part of that whole, decision, should I do Medicare Advantage or Original Medicare? You might have more freedom with the doctors and specialists and facilities that you want to go to. The medical providers will be less limiting if you have Original Medicare versus a Medicare Advantage plan that's tied to networks, network doctors, network providers, network facilities.
I've said that you shouldn't talk to people that are even in your own family. How many times do you find
Oh, my
that
goodness.
each family, that
It always
spouse
comes
or-
up. In my seminars, the hand goes up.
Okay.
Well, my coworker, my brother-in-law, my sister, my neighbor told me that I have to do this, this, and this, or I will face penalties, or I need to do what they did because it works great for them. Well, they live in Southern California and you live in Phoenix, Arizona.
Mhm.
Big difference,
And
So-
even in the same household, because you're taking different
Yes.
medications, and how many times do you find that in the same
Oh,
household that
different
they have
plans.
different Medicare plans?
The meeting I was in this morning, husband and wife, moving from Oregon to Arizona, they're losing their Advantage funds because of the move. Wife is saying, I want an Advantage plan. I don't want to spend this and this and this on a supplement and so forth. And the husband's like, well, but I might want a supplement. My sister-in-law said I have to have a supplement. So here we are, back and forth, and I finally just said, you can have whatever you want. If she wants Advantage and you want a supplement, let's do, we can help with that. You should have whatever you want.
And the only way you're going to know, and don't look at Dr. Google either. A lot of people go up on Google and they get a lot of information, almost too much information.
It's worse than your sister-in-law.
It's worse than your sister-in-law. And I don't know what else can be, but that's what it is. And Todd knows Medicare, so he knows the answers to these things. He has been doing this for over 12 years, and you are all about, one of the things that you want to do is educate,
Right.
educate, educate.
Right.
One of the things that he offers for people are the consumer guides that you can have. There's 3 of them, and that you can call here and get them from me. You can go up on his website, get it through him, but you will need him. You will let him help you understand
Right.
the alphabet soup, basically, of
A, B, C, D.
Medicare.
Exactly.
Again, that number to call here to get it from me, these books are 602-277-5369. You can also
722.
Hold
Oh,
on.
I'm sorry, that was the station. Never mind.
Okay, it's okay. We'll rewind that for a second. That's my number if you want to call me and get it through me, and I will connect you with Todd at 602-277-5369. You can also call Todd. You can get a free, it's a consultation that's free to you. This service is free to you. It makes sense to call and talk to him. His phone number direct is 602-722-9325. His website is toddknowsmedicare.com. He's licensed in 15 states, so he's statewide here. Also, don't forget that you can also go to the Medicare Minutes on Tuesday mornings. They're there at the toddknowsmedicare.com. Call in here, get this information, 602-277-5369, or go to toddknowsmedicare.com.